Hello DB Besties and welcome back to the Design Bundles YouTube channel. Today we are doing rapid fire 10 low cost items to make and sell with your Glowforge or Cricut. So I'm really excited for today's video. I say that every week, but I really am excited about this video because usually when we talk about items you can make and sell with your Cricut or items you can make and sell with your Glowforge, we're talking about things that are in high demand, things that are trending right now, things that are doing really well on Etsy, things that would do well at a craft fair. But today we are specifically honing in on items that don't cost a lot to produce and therefore are a great intro product. So if you're looking to turn your crafting hobby into a crafting business, or you're just getting started with your crafty business, this video is for you. We're talking about things that don't have a huge barrier of entry. And when we think about that, we're not only thinking about material cost, although that is something we're going to talk about, are items that don't cost a lot to purchase the materials for, but we're also talking about items that you can make in bulk effectively for your time, because as the old adage goes, time is money. So we're also thinking about things that aren't super time intensive to create. And then we're also thinking about shipping. So shipping is kind of one of those hidden costs that we often don't think about on the front end, but at the end of the day, it can really add up, especially if you're shipping something that's going to cost $10 every time you ship it. We have rounded up 10 items for you that fit the criteria of a low cost item, and we're kind of looking at a combo of shipping, how much time does it take to make this, and how expensive are the materials to make it. So we're going to kind of do this rapid fire. We're not going to spend too much time on each item. I'm really just going to show you some examples of what this could look like and explain why we picked it. So let's jump right in with number one. Okay, number one are keychains. One of my fave items to talk about when it comes to starting a Cricut business or starting a Glowforge business. Good news is you can make these with a Cricut or a Glowforge. It's just going to change kind of how you do it, but material cost is low. So whether you use acrylic and you cut out the acrylic on your Glowforge or purchase acrylic blanks, that is a low cost item. You can also use your Glowforge to cut these out of wood or buy pre-cut wood blanks and make them pretty with your Cricut. So I've seen people engrave these with the Glowforge. I've seen people use vinyl on acrylic or vinyl on wood. I've seen people paint these. You can even sublimate these. So no matter how you choose to do it, this is a low cost item because the materials don't cost that much. But additionally, they're really quick and easy to make, especially if you're using a Glowforge where you can do 10 or 12 at a time on one sheet of acrylic or wood. Even if you're doing it on a Cricut, you can fit a lot of them on one sheet of vinyl, so you're able to bulk create them like pretty quickly. And because they are just a small item in and of themselves, it's not that time intensive to add your personalization to the keychain. So we have a few examples of different keychain styles coming up on the screen here. We've got some acrylic ones or wood ones like this breast cancer one or this true crime one. These would be great to do with your Glowforge because buying these as a blank would probably be unlikely. But also don't forget that you can sublimate them like this dragonfly one, or you can even just get a generic kind of motel keychain blank and personalize it for a holiday or for specific gift giving like this dad one. Not only is the material cost and the time cost low on keychains, but the shipping cost is also low. So keychains are an all-around low-cost item, great as a starter item to sell with your new crafty business. Number two is tote bags. So I love tote bags because once again, you can do these in a variety of ways, whatever works best for you and whatever you're best at. So you could do vinyl directly on these, or you could sublimate them. You can even screen print them. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. Again, low cost. You can buy blank tote bags in bulk out the wazoo, and that's super helpful because it lowers your cost. And shipping cost is again super low because they are a very lightweight fabric item. The only way these are not low cost is I do think they can be a little bit more time intensive, but if you choose to sublimate, you can really crank these babies out. So we have a few examples coming up on the screen. We've got some sublimated examples, some vinyl examples. When you're thinking about doing these, really just think about honing in on specific holidays, specific interests, specific gift giving reasons, so you can kind of hit a niche in the market and not be entering a really populated, oversaturated space. Tote bags are kind of a saturated item, but if you can hone in on something specific like that, you can still find your peeps, and everybody loves a good tote bag. Number three is wooden signs. This one is really great for our Glowforge friends because you can cut these out on a sheet of wood. You can cut these out with acrylic embellishments like names or like sayings on it. But even if you're a Cricut user, this is a great opportunity to get just like a circular wooden blank and utilize paint and vinyl or just all paint using a stencil, and you can still create really awesome wooden signs. I think what really makes these stand out as a low cost item is that you can buy wood in bulk, especially if you're gonna paint it. You don't have to be as picky about the type of wood that you're purchasing. And if you're using the Glowforge, this can really be kind of like a set it and forget it project. You can just kind of put your sheet of wood in and just let the Glowforge go to town, cutting and engraving. And when we're talking about wood signs, we're not just talking about the kind that you have to cut all the pieces out or you have to do a bunch of vinyl things. We also mean like framed wood signs like this one, where you can put any text or anything in the wood sign with vinyl. And the reason why that is a good low cost item is because you could go to Goodwill, you could go to thrift stores, and you could really upcycle some really cool framed art or some just really cool frames and repurpose it into really, really cool wall art with vinyl and your Cricut. Number 4 is car coasters. I absolutely love car coasters because I think they're so cute and they're still kind of an undersaturated product. Lots of people love to have car coasters, lots of people love to give them as gifts, and they are so easy to make, especially if you sublimate. And that's kind of what we're talking about with this one. So sublimating car coasters is super easy. You can crank out 1,000,000 in a day because all you really need to do is just sublimate that tiny little ceramic blank, press it, you're done. Move on to the next one. You can print these in bulk and just press them all day long. So in terms of time, these are super low cost. In terms of material cost, super low cost. You can buy the little ceramic blanks in bulk. And then shipping, again, low cost. These do not cost that much to ship. You can just put them in a little protected pouch and off they go. I think these are really fun to get creative with designs. You can hone in on specific interests, holidays, seasons. They're really fun to make. I would call these an A+ starter item or an A+ starter product for your store. Number 5 are mugs. So you might think these are not super low cost because they can be a little pricier to ship, but mugs still qualify as a low cost item we want to highlight today because of the materials that it takes to make them. So ceramic mug blanks are still pretty low cost. Really where mugs can shine is that you don't need a lot of equipment to make them. So if you have a sublimation oven or even if you just get a Cricut mug press, you can sublimate these. You can even use Cricut infusible ink to make these. And because of that, you could make a whole store out of just selling mugs and only have maybe 2 pieces of equipment in your craft room. This one's for you if you are kind of a crafting hobbyist and you're like, I want to make a crafting business, but I don't even know what I want to sell. I would point you in the direction of researching mugs. And that's just because, again, you don't need a lot of equipment to create great mugs. And they're such a versatile piece. You can do them for any holiday, you can do them for any gift giving, and you can really have a lot of depth and breadth in just the mug market. So we've got some examples of mugs. Here they are. I think these are all beautiful and they show you kind of what is possible with these like wraparound designs. I would highly recommend looking into mugs. Okay, number 6 is specifically for Glowforge users, and that is acrylic earrings. So I love these. These are a good low cost item on all 3 counts. I've got some examples coming up on the screen for you because I think acrylic earrings are so stinking cute and I think that they sell really, really well. Not only are they a low cost item to make, but they're also kind of a low cost item to sell. So that's nice when you're first starting out because there's not many people who are gonna hesitate about buying a pair of earrings. Most people feel just fine about dropping a couple dollars on a pair of earrings and it doesn't like put them out or stress them out. So it's kind of a good starter product in that sense too, but they do not cost that much to make because you just need sheets of acrylic. They are super cheap to ship because they're so lightweight. And if you have a Glowforge machine, you can lay a sheet of acrylic on your Glowforge and make 10 to 15 pairs of earrings all in one fell swoop. Acrylic earrings, super cute, super versatile, super funky, fresh, and fun. I'm embarrassed that I just said that. And a low cost item. Check them out. Number 7 are pillowcases. I love the idea of pillowcases, especially if you are a sublimator, because again, you can crank these out really quickly. Here's some examples of designs coming up on the screen. These are more for like seasonal projects, like Halloween pillowcases or Christmas pillowcases. I just love this because when you're not selling the whole pillow, you're just selling the case. It gives people kind of the opportunity to trade out their style seasonally opportunity to try new things with a low cost, because selling the pillowcase on its own is obviously cheaper to buy also. So again, kind of like the earrings, people don't stress about buying a pillowcase. It's not super expensive to purchase. You can buy just the cases in bulk for a really low cost. And then the equipment is also really cheap, because you're really just needing like a heat press and a sublimation printer, and you can go to town on these things. And then shipping, again, super cheap. You just roll it up, ship it out. Okay, number 8 is perhaps the lowest cost item we're gonna talk about today, and that is stickers. So I love stickers because, again, I'm like a broken record at this point, but I'm just giving you all the ideas. Shipping cost, super low. Material cost, super low. We're just talking about sticker paper, something to like seal it with, and printer ink, and a Cricut. Material cost is very low, maybe the lowest that we talk about today. And then time cost, again, super low, because you can do a sheet at a time, and you can really create these in bulk pretty quickly. And also, stickers are just so cute. They're a low purchase item, so people don't feel bad about buying them. Nobody's gonna hesitate dropping $2 to $3 on a sticker, so it's a good entry item for that reason as well, kind of like some of the other things we've talked about today. But then also, you can really let your creativity shine with stickers. People love to buy these for their computer, for their water bottle, as planner stickers, to put in like their little gifts that they're giving, or just to keep for themselves. So I love stickers for that reason. You can really get crazy with them and make some really, really fun designs. But don't forget about the idea of creating like actual useful stickers too. Like I saw this particular design, which is like a washing instructions sticker, and I think that that is just absolutely brilliant. So when most of us think of stickers, we think about like the aesthetic, the cute stickers, but don't forget about these as well. I think that that's a really cool idea, and I think that these would sell really well. Food for thought. Number 9 are cutting boards. So I love the idea of cutting boards. They are a low cost item, sort of, but they get an honorable mention and they get to be included because they are a set it and forget it product, a lot like wooden signs. You can upcycle cutting boards that you find like at a thrift store or at Goodwill and make sure they're good and clean, but you can upcycle them by giving them new life and engraving them with your Glowforge, which makes them a low cost material item in that sense. But then also some people like to get like the plastic cutting boards and utilize vinyl, like this kind of split monogram option that you're seeing here. And that's another good way to personalize a cutting board in an even less expensive way, because you can do that with your Cricut and with vinyl. So in terms of time, they can be a little more time intensive than some of the other things we talk about today, but ultimately it's not a lot of hands-on time, and your material cost can be super low if you source your cutting boards in the right way. So for that reason, I think it's one to definitely consider. The only downside to cutting boards is the shipping cost is going to be a little more expensive than the other items we talk about today, but because it's a less saturated product niche, I think it's worth mentioning as a low-cost product to think about. Finally, last but not least, we're talking about ornaments. I love ornaments. They're kind of like stickers for me. I just think they're so sweet, and there's so many people out there who collect ornaments, who love to give ornaments as gifts, people who just love to redecorate their Christmas tree. And I think there's growing popularity too in people setting up trees for other holidays. So this could be a good area for you to branch out, get a little creative, maybe make some Halloween ornaments, make some Easter ornaments, make some New Year ornaments, and really kind of test and see what sells, because these are a great low cost item, especially if you're using ceramic blanks and sublimating them like you see here. These are cheap to ship, they're cheap to make, they are quick to make, and overall that makes them an A+ low cost product. You can also consider using like wood blanks like this and creating like intricately cut designs with your Glowforge. That's still a good low cost item, and you can cut several on one sheet of wood. So I would definitely consider looking into ornaments, and if you do, get a little crazy and think about ornaments for different holidays, because they are rising in popularity. Okay friends, that was rapid fire. 10 low cost items you can sell with your Cricut or your Glowforge. I hope this gave you a lot to think about. I hope this gave you a lot of ideas for what you're gonna sell in the future or what you're gonna start selling. As always, don't forget to drop your comments below if you have any questions about what I talked about today, or if you just have an idea for a future video or something you wanna learn about, let us know. We definitely read those and we love hearing from you. So let us know. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. We are back here every week with all the crafting tutorials, and you can follow me personally at It's Laura Lambert everywhere on social media. I would love to connect with you and hear from you. But until next time, DB besties, happy crafting, happy low-cost product making, and happy forming your crafty business.